Wow.
Wow. You've done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
But this is Tom's business. It's Gillen Graphics, and he does work on our website, which isn't up at the moment. I meant to grab Chisco, and I think I accidentally had a button up here. We're going to have to get Chisco back in here to get Garrett's website up. I don't know what I pushed up here, but I screwed something up.
Power.
Huh? My pouting?
No power.
Oh, power, yeah. So I'm going to leave this up at the front if you want to get Tom's name and contact info. But looks real sharp, real clean, real easy to follow. And this is what our November meeting was about, was a sell sheet, a hard copy. And we're following it up with the topic for tonight, which is more of a sell sheet as yourself. So we're going to get going, and one of the yes?
The two that's on that sheet with the graphics on there is the start of it. The bigger one you got in your hand is the last when you finish.
Oh, gotcha. Can I just leave these up here in case anybody wants to see?
There is a big difference between them.
You know how much that would usually cost or something like that?
He can whip those out in about 3 hours, so under $200. It's usually what I tell people that he can do. So he's great also at website development, flash, video, photography, all of it. We're going to kickstart off the meeting with our snap session, as the agenda states. We usually do that at the end of the meeting, but we've reversed it to, I don't know, why did we do that? Get us talking a little more?
Yeah, and also, so if during the meeting you connect up with people or think you should, then you can grab them afterwards.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So what I'm going to do is introduce Brad Herning. Brad is going to, he's going to work the whole snap session, and I'll let Brad explain that all to you.
Before I explain that, before we do this, for those of you who were with us at the last meeting last year, we ended the meeting last year with this concept. And it was so popular that we decided to do it for the first meeting this year, but we decided to put it on the front end of the program because last year at the last meeting when we did this, people wanted to stay and stay and stay, and we had to be out of this building at 9 o'clock. So we had to do it with some kind of time limits on it. But before we do that, very quickly, our speaker this evening is going to be giving away one of his books. And to do that, he needs your business card. If you haven't put it in a little thing, it's going to be a drawing. So if you have a business card, if you would get it out and pass it over to the center rows, and my good friend Mike Devine will pick those up and put them in his receptacle. So if you would, and if you would like to have a chance on getting a copy of Garrett's book, you can sound like you know what you're saying. Pass your business card over to the center, and Mike will pick these up and put them in the receptacle.
And we accept change.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Garrett brought his little brass pot from the plaza where he's been panhandling, and there's some change. Okay, what we're going to do is, since we got started a little bit late, and I've worked this out with Garrett, I'm going to run this till about 7:20 instead of 10 after 7. And it's called a snap group. It's an opportunity to network. And what I'm going to do is arbitrarily divide you into about 4 groups and give you the opportunity to get to know each other over the next 20-some minutes. More specifically, if you came here this evening with a specific need in mind, in terms of an idea that you're developing, that you would like to get feedback off of. If you need a specific resource, a prototyper, a designer, or someone like that and don't know where to go, you can bring that up in your discussions. But just freewheeling, if you will, for about 15-20 minutes, get to know each other, and I'll come by and visit your groups too. And then at about 7:20, we will cut off, go back to our traditional seats, and then actually at that time, I will introduce Garrett, since I've known Garrett for about 15-20 years. He is my own personal voice coach. I speak for a living, among other things, and have worked with Garrett many times when I've been prepping for major speeches that I've given around the country over the years. Okay, did you find this? You don't want to break up, do you? Oop. Same thing as last time at the end of the meeting, and we had to be out of here by 9 o'clock. Once you start these groups, people just don't want to break up. I trust you found it beneficial.
Yep.
And it'd be a good idea to do the same thing at the next meeting?
Yeah.
To start off the meetings each time by having little snap groups. I thought so.
Add more time to the meeting.
And once again, keep in mind that should you come to a future meeting and have a very specific need in mind in terms of a resource or a contact or someone you need to meet that you may or may not be able to find here, if you would either let me know, one of the board members, Steve, Kerry, Schaefer, whoever, we can probably make an announcement from the podium as to whether, in fact, I'll throw that out now. If any of you have a specific need that you were not able to come up with in your small group, if you'll let me know sometime before the evening is out, I'll be happy to either personally broadcast or let Steve do that from the podium this evening before we leave. And that way we can maybe get a specific person. You have a need?
$500,000 seed money.
$500,000 seed money. Don't we all? By the way, Garrett reminded me, if anybody arrived after I made the announcement some 20 minutes ago about business cards for the book drawing, if anybody was late to the meeting and you did not have the business card in the drawing or the free book, please pass your card over to the center of the room. Amy?
Well, this isn't what I do. I don't have a need, but based on what that gentleman just said, and it could be, I'm sure there are other people in the room that have that same need.
Right.
I've been letting people in my circle know that I have a very good friend of mine in Lawrence who is a professional fundraiser.
Okay.
And if anybody, in fact, Kurt is going to see him tomorrow. So if
Great.
there's anybody that might be interested in money for your project, let me know.
Okay.
Angel investor.
He finds things for investors, yeah, any kind of investors you need.
I'm also personally involved, not personally involved in some angel investing groups, but aware of some angel investors. I can tell you right now, money is real tight in this economy. And there's a number of articles that have been clipping recently about angel investment groups around the country. And it indicates that they're really, really buttoning up. And one of the trends that's going on, and I don't mean to get into this in detail, this has never happened before, but in this tight economy, some of the angel investing groups around the country are now getting together and pooling their investments in inventions and new startup companies to lower their risk. So they're taking a little bit of capital from different angel groups.
Along the lines that you were mentioning a moment ago, if
Anyway.
any of you
Yes,
do
Steve.
not have a business card because you just don't have one, or you didn't bring one with you and you would still like to get in the drawing, I'll give you one of these cards, you can put your name on the back of it.
Well, that's one of our generic club cards, right?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Great idea.
Because some
Well,
of you may
that's
not
one of our
have
generic
the
club cards, right?
opportunity.
Sure. Great idea.
Because
We've
some
got a
of
bunch
you
of
may
those.
not have had the opportunity to take advantage of this, and I hate to see you miss
Yeah,
out.
if you'll fill that out and then give it back to the center and we'll put it in the pot for the drawing for the book.
Somebody
Pat?
told me of a new site people might want to check out at sbtv.com.
S what now?
sbtv.com, smallbusinesstv.com.
SB or
SB as in boy, Sam Boy, TV.com.
SBSTV.com.
No, just SB TV.
SBTV.com as a source for potential capital?
No, for small business information.
Small business information, very good. Okay, let me now do an introduction to our speaker this evening, who is a person, like I said a while ago, I've known for about 18 years. He's been my personal voice coach. Garrett and I have worked many, many times together over the last 18 years. In fact, he's introduced me at speeches that I've given before, and likewise I'm getting a chance to return the favor. Garrett came to our meeting, the last meeting last year, when the gentleman was here talking about sell sheets. And then after the meeting, walked up to me and he says, you know, I think I've got something I could contribute to this club in terms of not only people needing a sell sheet, but when you have an invention, when you have an idea, and you're working with a patent attorney, and you're maybe trying to get a license, or you're trying to present it to an investor group or whatever,